Kevin, thank you very much. And Father Bill Kelly and John Robinson join us in studio to talk about the newest CD from the choir school. But before we even get to that, I got to tell you, I'm just not happy. All right, I'm not happy.
Already?
Oh, no, already I'm not happy, and this is the reason why. So Bishop Reed said that the students sang on the CD, and there were some adults who sang on the CD. Where was my invitation?
It's in your mailbox upstairs, I
Is
think.
it? Did I miss that?
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm a little hurt that I was, well, you probably makes the CD much better, just so we're clear of that. But there's so much going on. You have the release of this new CD. Tell us about Ave Maria.
Yeah. So it was. We're very happy. This is the second CD that we've done at the choir school since John's been the music director. The first one was very successful. Christmas in Harvard Square. And so this one, Ave Maria, we wanted, it's the title track, first of all, so that was the name came from, but also we wanted to dedicate it to Our Lady. And actually, just a very interesting thing, Sony, who produced it for us, they targeted September 8th as the day to release the CD, and that's the birthday of Mary. And I don't think they knew that at Sony, you know, so we're really thrilled to see that. So yeah, second one, so John was deeply involved with it. He can tell you about some of the ways that it came about.
Aimed Higher Recordings. You're an old pro at this now, John. I mean, you spent months, I'm sure, recording the tracks, 18 in all. What was the process like?
It was an amazing process. So we had decided on this great theme, which is so wide in its compass because there's so much wonderful music for Mary throughout the ages. There's music dating back to Gregorian chant on the recording all the way through Renaissance polyphony and then romantic music as well. As everything there. And so we got this plan together. And then, of course, we had to learn all the music, and much of it's music that the boys love singing in church anyway, so that was a great head start with that. And then just the recording process itself was an amazing learning curve, because if you think about the amount of times you sing something to record it, by the end you really, really know and love the music very much, so it was a great process.
And it was recorded right in St. Paul's Church in the choir loft.
Exactly, in a beautiful acoustics of St. Paul's, yeah.
You know what, as Bishop said, this is your second one. And the first one was this huge hit that took everyone by total surprise, how big it got. Right. Were you guys surprised by the success?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was just amazing. I'd seen nothing like it. You know, when you think about choir recordings, not normally the kind of thing that's going to start outselling really big names on media, but no, it was just amazing to see our choir and our recording going into all those places, and we're just so excited about this one because it seems like it could be something that's saleable all year round, but obviously Christmas too, because I mean it makes a great stocking filler, even though it's obviously very early, but it is something that will sell all year round.
And during Advent, you know, we could listen to it during then too.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And that's what we like about this album too. It really is for year round. You know, the first one was a little specific, which made it very appealing, but this really is music for all year round. So
only 105 days left till Christmas.
Yeah. No, we've already started to remind people, as John said, that this is a good stocking stuffer, you know, so.
So now, Father Bill Kelly, your responsibilities extend, of course, beyond the choir school to the parish, or the pastor of the parish, and also to the chaplaincy at Harvard.
Right.
So you're the expert on how the parish is going to celebrate the release.
Yeah.
Is there going to be
So
festivities?
I know we did. We had a great idea came forward that, so the official release date is September 8th, but then on Sunday, the 10th, we're going to do kind of a release party, if you will, because one of the things that's very interesting about St. Paul's is that all the different pieces really do support one another and feed into one another in terms of like a synergy. So the parish wouldn't be the parish without the choir school, and the Harvard Catholic Center wouldn't be quite the same without the parish. So there's this wonderful working together, and so we wanted to have a parish Harvard Catholic Center choir school event. So we're going to do that on Sunday. The boys are going to be speaking at the 11, and others will be speaking at different masses. The CD will be available after the masses, and then we're going over to our parish hall, and we're going to have a big blowout over there. The boys will sing some of the songs.
Great.
We'll have a signing of the different CDs, and we'll have a poster for the boys to sign. And so we want to make it a big event for folks.
All right there in Harvard Square.
Right
and
there.
what a big event it is, and you've had a big summer, right? Didn't you guys do the anthem at Fenway Park?
We have done in the past. Actually, this summer we didn't. We had a bit of after the recording, everybody was a bit tired.
That's why the Red Sox are in a little bit of a slump right now, you know.
So here's what we need to do. We need to actually get them into there.
Yeah, we have
so
to get them in
back
there.
going again.
Yeah.
Do the boys love this? Do they love doing the recording?
They love it.
It's hard,
absolutely.
though.
It's something that they know is going to be around for their whole lives. You know, you make a recording like this when you're 12 years old, and much later in life, you're going to be able to listen to it and hear what you sounded like. I think the recordings Father Kelly was on when he was at the choir that he listened to now and remember those days. So it's just a very special thing that we would do.
Long time ago, 45 years ago. I'm sorry to say.
Did you sing on the new one?
I did. I did not. No, but I was in the audience, being very quiet while they were recording. So, but just to, to the excitement of the boys doing it. The other side of it, which the excitement is very important, but also the discipline that it takes to do something like a recording. It's one of the things that John and I and the whole staff at the choir school talk about is how is it that their experience in the fullest sense helped them to really grow into really good young men. And so you're taking 10 to 13, 14-year-old boys and to do something as disciplined as the high end recording as this is. It was really wonderful to watch them and then to see them go down into the recording room too, and they were able to put on the headphones and listen to the playbacks with the producers. It was very exciting, and it's a wonderful experience for them.
And then there's all the promotion of the CD that begins basically now.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's right.
Yeah, the folks over at Dame Hire, Kevin and Monica Fitzgibbons, are just fantastic at promotion and at making the CD reach places it never would, and that's a major aspect of evangelization really for us, is that we're able to get the music that otherwise is bound to St. Paul's Church to go out into the world and out into areas all over the place. So we're really grateful to Monica for all that she does with that. And the great artwork as well. You can see a beautiful picture you're holding there that goes into that, and it's all part of the production that goes into it and the promotion.
Yeah, they're wonderful. Even last night at 10:30 last night, I was texting back and forth with Monica at Aim Higher, just with the final things and just thanking her for all the work. So they really have just been terrific, and they just know how to shepherd a project like this so beautifully.
And we talk about the choir. Tell us about the school, because it's a great school.
It is, yeah. It's one of the things. So we had opening day today.
Day one.
Day one.
The ties.
And they got their ties, and one of the things we were doing with the boys was, we were talking about the kind of four characteristics of it. That it is a Catholic boys choir school. And we walked through that with the boys and asked them to, what does that mean to you? And we were just looking at the different dimensions as to why those are important facets too. And people do come, boys do come, and their families have them come, primarily because of the music that they're able to grow in there. But I would say the other three components are very important too. The Catholic dimension is a primary thing for many. The all boys component is a primary for others. Especially boys going through middle school. It can be a very helpful thing for boys. And then the school dimension. It's not all fun and games learning how to sing. Which has its own rigor, but also the academics to which the boys are called, because there's a lot that's demanded of them.
And to go back to the Catholic part, it's also been the seedbed of numerous vocations.
It has. Myself,
Including
Bishop Uglietto, Father Kevin Staley Joyce, and I think that there are probably one or two others in the pipeline too. So
Good.
Yeah,
We
which
like
is
to hear
great.
that.
And as you know, the boys sang at Bishop Reed's Episcopal ordination last year, and it really was. It was a great honor for us, but it was an astonishing thing.
I will always be grateful for the rest of my life. I know I've told you that before, and I mean it. Yeah.
John, is it hard, though, when you have these young men, because I have young boys.
Yeah.
Well, they're getting older, but they're younger. And it's hard to keep them still for a second, and yet you need, as Father said, you need them to focus. How do you do it?
Well, music itself is a really good help with that, and having a goal, having a goal that's something that we sing in the church every day, and being able to go there and know that there's that sort of a deadline really when you have to be able to sing it at the 12:10 Mass that we do today, or a recording is a great example of that. There's a project and something to achieve. That helps with self-discipline enormously in how they focus. And I think there's research out there to say that if you play Mozart in places like bus stops, it keeps everybody calm and thinking clearly. So there's a huge way in which the music they actually sing helps them to focus. And their love for that comes through as well at an early age. I mean, it's probably my greatest joy is that introducing them for the first time to this beautiful music is really great.
Where can they learn more? Where can people find out how to get a copy?
They should come to our school website at stpaulschoirschool.us. And because that's the best place to get copies. They're available for pre-order right now, so you can go to the website and order copies now. Amazon, iTunes, they stock it too, but we'd rather that everybody went to the choir school website because the school gets a little bit more of the proceeds that way. So it's a
Well,
great
we
thing
like
to do.
that too.
We're always happy for that.
Well,
St.
thanks so
Paul's
much.
Choir School.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Thanks so much. And thank